Greetings and welcome to the presentation of our game Drone Swarm here at EGX Digital 2020. I'm Chris from Still Alive Studios and your host for this demonstration today. Drone Swarm. Control 32,000 drones. All that power in the palm of your hand. What is Drone Swarm about? Let's have a look at the trailer.
Control 32,000 drones in this fast-paced strategy adventure. Draw attack paths, and a part of the swarm will execute the order, destroying everything in its way. Orchestrate multiple attacks in fast succession, and the swarm will follow. The swarm can also protect. Draw defensive walls to block incoming attacks. But be careful, large walls leave fewer drones for counterattacks. Only deploy them where you really need them. On your journey, you'll gain upgrades for your mothership and new abilities for your swarm. Learn to smash asteroids into enemies. Trap them in your walls. Devour their ships and much more. But beware of enemies countering your tactics. Wall-busting torpedoes, shielded ships, and shockwave emitters that can disable your drones. You'll need to constantly adapt your tactics on your journey to find New Earth. Drone Swarm. Wishlist us now on Steam.
That's right, we have to find a new home planet. And these aliens here don't like the fact that we suddenly show up with our ship and 32,000 drones. Controlling these drones is actually quite easy. Easy to learn, hard to master, as they say. You select an ability, like an attack here, and then draw the path the drones should follow in that mode. Attack mode, for example. As you can see, they obliterate everything that's in their way. The drones are very mesmerizing to watch, like a fluid or swarm of birds. Here comes the second wave. They shoot rockets this time. Let us use the second ability here, the defensive wall. That's the special thing about these drones. You don't have different units. The swarm is fluid and can take on many forms. Offensive as well as defensive and everything in between. So here we are, let's select the defensive wall and to draw a path where we want that wall to protect us. Notice how I see how many drones will be assigned to that wall. 7,000 in this case. This will become important later. All of the drones are individually simulated. This allows the game to do crazy things, like rockets dealing damage only to certain parts of the wall. You can clearly see how the rockets tear holes in our defenses. Oh, rockets even penetrate our defenses already. Okay, that's enough. Here we meet the second race, the War, and learn something about the conflict we stumbled into.
They sent us a message. Translated.
Unknown vessel, you are in Vor territory. Leave or be fired upon.
All of the game's dialogue is voiced in English and German, and the game itself will be available in 13 languages. Our enemies seem to always adapt and try to find our weak spots. Here they attack from 4 sides at the same time. One wall is not enough anymore. Remember how I mentioned that the number of drones you assign is important? When I assign drones too generously, I lack the firepower to attack. Now I only have a few drones left. Let's adapt our tactics this time and be cleverer about this encounter. Only deploy walls where we really need them, freeing up drones for our attacks. Again, our enemies adapt their tactics, moving around the Argo and bringing in heavier ships. This big cruiser-type ship has an enormously powerful laser. We can put up all the walls we want and cannot stop it. We have to be cleverer about it. Fortunately, I noticed that its laser takes some time to charge. With our new physical ability, the cannonball, we can bring it off balance and while it's tumbling, trying to regain stability, we treat it with our attack drones. Rest in pieces, bye-bye. This new physical ability is a real advantage. We can use everything to throw against enemy ships, even enemy ships themselves. If we are skilled enough. Or asteroids, all while trying not to get hit ourselves. Those asteroids really hurt. Speaking of the cannonball, there will be 4 abilities in Drone Swarm. Attack and defense, we've already seen, physical cannonball 2, and energy. Add up to 4 variations for each of those abilities, so for 16 in total. Use the environment and push enemies into electrically charged clouds, disabling their ships, or into exploding clouds. It's all about coming up with clever solutions to intricate tactical situations. Once we won the fight, we can decide where to go next. Keep in mind that you can salvage new technologies from opponents after the fight. Get upgrades and learn new abilities for the swarm. Trying to find the shortest way to a new Earth might not be the best option. Explore the galaxy and get whatever tech you can get your hands on. And we keep getting into these conflicts between the races.
Furthermore, they seem to have produced bioweapons which appear to be especially efficient at destroying Vor vessels.
And we're now in the middle of their war. Great, just great.
I think it's a good time having a look at how this journey started. Why are we here looking for a new Earth? Why do we control the drones? Let's roll the story intro.
January 21st, 2111. The day the sphere appeared in our orbit. We were not ready. Out of options, we unleashed every nuke we had. We only succeeded in destroying our own planet. The last remnants of Earth tried to resist. So did my brother and I, until that one fateful day, when he subconsciously transferred his soul into a drone. Turns out, Aiden was the key. Because of him, Eva sensed our way out. Through the sphere, she initiated the Great Sacrifice. 32,000 human psionics merged their soul into the swarm that day. We used the swarm to rebuild, but it was too late. Earth was lost. Eva studied the sphere with her powers and found a way to build our first interstellar ship, the Argo. Powered by the sphere, protected by the swarm. But power attracts power, and the Vor were drawn to the energy of the sphere. Some say we should have died along with our planet. I say, this is our chance to start anew. My name is Carter, Captain of the Argo, and we will find New Earth.
That's right, we have no idea where the swarm came from. Mankind destroyed Earth while trying to fight it. That's why we are looking for a new planet. And through a leap of faith, people with psionic power merged their soul into the drones, which is why we are now in control of them. Fun fact, this intro sequence and all cutscenes in the game are produced by 451 Media, a Michael Bay production company. We are developing the story together with them. There will be 5 comic books telling the story of how it all began, from the moment the sphere appeared in Earth's orbit to the point we set out to find New Earth. And then the game starts. If you are a comic aficionado, you'll appreciate our 5 issues by 451 Media. Back in the game, you will quickly learn that Drone Swarm is about using the environment, outsmarting your opponents. In fact, this is the key element. Find your enemies' weak spots and exploit them, all while your enemies gear up, of course, as well, and send more and heavier ships to get rid of you. Both enemy races have small frigates, mid-sized cruisers, and big heavy battleships. Each of the ships has different mount points for weapons and equipment. The tactics you develop in the early game will probably not work anymore later, as enemies equip different weapons and defensive modules. Hey, let's call up Andre, our lead game designer on Drone Swarm, to tell us something about these modules.
Hey man,
Hey Andre, tell us something about those modules.
you should be careful not to sip actually. We have about 30 weapons and systems that the enemy ships can mount, that are designed specifically to annoy you, either by themselves or, in their combination. They start easy, so as you progress through the game, you notice that they switch from like their usual ship-to-ship weapons that they use to fight to go more specifically against the Swarm and the Argo as you progress through the game. So they're bringing out their, their prototype weapons out of the hangars and gonna use them against your drone. There's also split by factions, like the Dashan use lasers. They're mounted on their fast-moving ships, and they're kind of employing skirmish tactics. The Vor, on the other side, they're exactly the opposite. They're gonna be like super tanky. They're gonna be less mobile but super resilient, and again, their ship formations, their loadouts, and everything will go into supporting that type of. So all in all, the combat events themselves will be as varied as possible because of the way the ship weapons, the ship equipment, the ship formations, and of course the class works in combination with the Argo system, the environment with all its hazards, like whether there's asteroids coming or not. That the same encounter in a different setting would play completely different because of the different pressures that the player has. With all these ingredients, the intention is to create very distinguishable and memorable fights wherever you get. Alright?
You heard the man. There are plenty of challenges you need to find a solution for. Drone Swarm will come out October 20th of this year for PC. You can give it a shot now. There is a free demo version on Steam that you can try out. If you like it, you can also pre-order right away. During the pre-order, you will get the deluxe edition of the game for the price of the standard edition as a thank you. The deluxe edition features the original soundtrack, 2 additional weapons for the Argo, and the first issue of the Drone Swarm comic as a digital download PDF. And that's it. Hey, thank you so much for coming along on this journey. I hope you liked our demo of our game Drone Swarm. And hey, why not follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our newsletter to always stay up to date of what's happening to Drone Swarm. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.